appreciate Boxing Nation.
So tell us, man, what's this all about, man? Who's the next guy you planning on fighting? I was at your last fight, man. This guy, the guy didn't come and killed him, man. He went there to make a payday.
No,
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So that clip I played for you, that was Mike Tyson, him interviewing Canelo Alvarez on his podcast. He was talking about the Dayum fight. He said he watched the fight live. You heard what he said about it. It looked like the guy just showed up for a payday, right? Canelo would explain to Mike Tyson, no, it was my mandatory. I had to fight him, which we know that wasn't true because Jermall Charlo was his mandatory at 160. And instead of fighting him, he vacated the belt, right? He didn't get a franchise belt when Dayum became his mandatory, but he got one when Charlo became his mandatory. We know what time it is. But with that being said, Canelo Alvarez's next opponent is definitely not just showing up for a payday. Canelo will be moving up to 175 or moving back up to 175 to fight for a real title against a real champion when it comes to Dimitri Bivol. When it comes to Bivol, like I told you guys, this guy, he has confidence. He's not going in there just for a payday. You can tell, not only is he extremely intelligent in the ring, he's intelligent outside of the ring, especially the way he analytically breaks down Canelo Alvarez's previous performances. He talked about how Kovalev was outboxing Canelo Alvarez and then he got tired. You know, he was asked one question like, how are you going to deal with Canelo's power? And Bivol, he calmly said, yes, he has power, but he didn't knock out Danny Jacobs. He didn't knock out Caleb Smith. And he mentioned some other fighters that he didn't knock out. So clearly Dimitri's point was, if Canelo couldn't knock out Caleb Smith, there's no way he's knocking me out. But we'll see, because we know one punch can change the entire dynamic. Now, when it comes to Canelo Alvarez at the press conference, he was bombarded with pretty much the same question. Why did you pick Bivol over a Jermall Charlo fight or over a Benavidez fight or both, right? And you could tell that Canelo was getting annoyed with this question because many people kept asking him that question. One reporter told Canelo Alvarez that Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather said you should be fighting Charlo or David Benavidez next. And Canelo's simple response was, I don't care what they think. I don't care what they say. Now, but what's surprising and interesting is later on, when he was asked the question by another reporter, of course, he explained that he's fighting Bivol because he's a champion, because of course he wants another belt. But then surprisingly, he said, but after this deal is finished, meaning assuming he beats everyone in this 3-fight deal, he says, maybe I will take the PBC deal. Meaning now he is considering fighting Jermall Charlo, Benavidez, or both. And by the time, if I'm just saying hypothetically, because the Bivol fight is a very, very difficult fight. It's a very difficult fight. In fact, I only see this fight playing out two ways. Either Bivol outboxes him and then gets caught like the majority of boxers do when they fight Canelo, at least the C-level fighters like Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant, right? So either Bivol outboxes him, makes Canelo look extremely flawed, and then Canelo catches him late and stops him. Either it plays out that way, or Bivol wins this fight easy. He surprises the world, and he wins this fight easy. It's not even competitive. I think those are the two scenarios when it comes to how this fight will play out. If Canelo is not knocking down Bivol or staggering him with punches, I don't see Canelo winning a lot of rounds in this fight. But with that being said, let's just say hypothetically, Canelo does beat Bivol, Golovkin, and then Makabu, who he plans on fighting after the Golovkin fight. By that time, we should have the winner of David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, because both of them have agreed to fight against each other. I talk to Paul Andrade, Demetrius Andrade's father, on the phone all the time. And he's always telling me it's a done deal, it's a done deal. He tells me that is definitely the next fight after Zach Parker. And when he says done deal, he doesn't mean it's done in terms of pen and paper. He just means that both parties have agreed. Both his son and David Benavidez, they want the fight. He also told me that Jose Benavidez had called him up directly and told him, we need to make this fight. So don't worry about what you guys heard David Benavidez's promoter say when he said, oh, we're going to need more than $7 million. We're going to need more money than we're going to take for the Canelo Alvarez fight if we have to fight Andre. Don't worry about that, because once again, Jose Benavidez, he came right out. David came right out right after the promoter said that, and they said this fight has to happen. That's the fight we want. And the fact that Jose Sr. jumped on the phone and called up Paul Andre directly, it proves that they both want the fight. So guys, when you look at all the upsets in the last year, it could almost be argued that we are in the pre-era of upsets right now. Don't be surprised if 2022 turns the boxing world upside down. Meaning there's a possibility that Canelo Alvarez will lose to Dimitri Bivol. And then there's a possibility that we will get the Andre and Benavidez fight, which the winner of that fight instantly becomes a star. There's also a very big possibility that Dillian White is going to pull off the upset and beat Tyson Fury, since we're talking about the upset era right now. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. I'm just happy that Canelo Alvarez is facing his toughest challenge in the last 4 years since he fought Golovkin in the rematch. So we'll see how he deals with this challenge. It's not going to be an easy fight at all. So that's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodekey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
My name is Chris, and I'm all the way here from Anchorage, Alaska at Scalp Carolinas, and I'm here for my second treatment of SMP. Well, I was sitting at home one day and going over my Facebook page, and they have different, like advertisements popping up, and I saw one for SMP, and I saw some pictures of some guys, before and after, and I was looking at that, and it caught my attention, so I Googled it. SMP, nothing showed up in my area. So, I did a little more research, and all of a sudden, Scalp Carolinas popped up in the web browser. So I started watching his videos and seeing all the reaction from all the other people. We talked on the phone, we made appointments and everything. I sent him pictures, and he looked at them, and I was like, can you fix this? And, he pretty much said, no problem. My first session, he made me feel extremely comfortable. It was almost like I was talking to family. He started, and during the whole treatment, we talked and, about our families and our life, and, and things that he does and things that I do. And before I know it, the first session was over. When you see someone doing something that they love, as much as I see Enoch Glover love what he does, it shows in his work. I wouldn't point anyone in any other direction but here to North Carolina, Scalp Carolinas, to get this done.